Hey friends, I just got back from New York last week. It was my first time visiting the city and we had an awesome time. I thought I'd share some of my travel tips because I love planning and I love making trips and vacations and all things travel really fun. And I feel like we did it really well, and I want to share some of the success that we had in our trip to New York for the first time. So if you go to the blog post that I'll link in this video, I've got it sectioned off in the different parts of Manhattan, and each video will just be a short video with a map that you can see here on Google. And I'm going to highlight kind of a route that we took. If you're going to walk, which I suggest, especially in Chinatown, which this map is from Chinatown, it's very easy to walk around and see all the wonderful things. So I'll tell you what I did from the recommendations of some of the videos that I've got linked in the blog post. So the first thing is to get really comfortable with the subway. We did all of our traveling by subway while we were in Manhattan for 5 days. And Canal Street, I'm going to see if I can maybe do kind of a drawing on here. All right, can we see if I draw? Yes, okay. So when we got off Canal Street, we actually came on this station right here. This is the Canal Street subway entrance, which is very beautiful. I'll hopefully post a picture. I love the New York subway mosaics in a lot of the older subway stations. The newer subway stations have a more streamlined, clean look, but the older subway stations have very detailed artwork in the mosaics on the subway, which is really cool. So we got off of this Canal Street metro station and we came down Canal Street. Canal Street is really interesting with different shops, Asian markets, and even outdoor markets, which is really cool. You can see all the fruit stands out on the street, and also people that will come up to you and ask you if you'd like to buy a handbag. So the first day was kind of annoying. Chinatown was the very first thing that we did when we got to New York, and all the people asking us if we wanted to buy a handbag or a watch. It started to get a little old, but as we had our 5 days in New York, the little ladies on the corners in Chinatown trying to sell were nothing compared to some of the pushy sales guys on the street in Times Square trying to get you to buy a tour bus, or over by the Statue of Liberty trying to get you to buy their ticket onto their ferry that they have. So be aware of pushy salespeople when you're in New York. So we came down to Canal Street. There's a really cool, right here by the Starbucks, there's a really cool building in the architecture of Asian from Chinese, from China. So we came down Canal Street and we went down this street right here. Let me zoom in and I can see if, how do I zoom in? Oh, I need to put the mouse. Zoom in just to see what this road is. This is Mulberry Street. Okay, so we came down Mulberry Street through Columbus Park. Now, Columbus Park, you do not want to miss. This is a very, oops, let me see, where's my, I want to draw. And now we can't draw. Oh, here we go. Columbus Park. This is where the locals will sit in the park and play like Chinese checkers and Chinese chess. It's a beautiful park and it feels very safe. I thought Chinatown was probably the more safe location in New York. I felt like it was kind of a different country, the feel of all the different markets and the culture within Chinatown. But going into Columbus Park, I actually felt like I was intruding on almost sacred space. You know, these are people who have probably left everything that they know and their families in China or other Asian countries, and this is their home. This is where they can gather and create life and do life together. And so we didn't stay very long in the park because I felt that way. I felt like, let's get out of their space. But it's very interesting. There's a statue in the park as well. And then we came down Mulberry Street, and here we turn. This is Worth Street, and we came up. Actually, we might have gone here and up. There are 2 dumpling places that I recommend. Tasty Dumpling is on this side of the Columbus Park, and Fried Dumpling is on this side. These are highly recommended dumpling spots. We got a big bowl of like 5 dumplings for $1.50. At Fried Dumpling, they also had these amazing pork buns. So very, very cheap. If you want to just have some great food in Chinatown for cheap, just go in and you can get it to go. Tasty Dumpling had a place where you could sit down and eat, just like a diner. It wasn't fancy. But Fried Dumpling here did not have any tables. You just walk in and get your food to go. Aji Ichiban, right here, is a spice shop that you can go in and try the different spices and dried fruits and dried meats. It's really interesting. All the samples are for free. So I recommend going in here. My very favorite in Chinatown was Doyer Street. And I'm going to erase some of these things so you can see a little bit better. Doyer Street is this amazing little back in time alleyway type of street. There are several shops along here. I noticed a lot of barber shops in Chinatown, like salons and acupuncture and acupressure and massage, instead of like retail stores, which I thought was really interesting. But along Doyer Street, there is a very highly recommended tea parlor, dim sum place called Nomois. And this was my favorite place to eat. I sat down in Nomois and we ordered like 5 different kinds of dumplings, and the soup dumplings were the best. We really loved the soup dumplings, and I even tried chicken feet. So just for the experience, I think going to a Nomois, Nomwah, and there's always like a wait. Every time that we walked by, there were people putting their name in to get a table. So very popular. Another popular place that I heard when I was researching was Jing Fung, but we did not go here on our trip. Just know that it was a highly recommended dim sum place, and you can find some videos on YouTube that will have those recommendations. So that's my Chinatown, my quick Chinatown recommendation. I'll put a couple of links of the other videos that I really liked if you want to see more of Chinatown and some of the other architecture and food recommendations from other travelers. But just if you have a quick moment and you don't have a lot of time, you can kind of follow this route, going down Canal, going down Mulberry, up, around Doyer Street, walking back up, and going back to Canal. So that can be just a quick like 20-minute stop if you only had 20 minutes to see Chinatown. That's what I would recommend. Definitely go to Tasty and Fried Dumpling, and you can taste test the different ones. So we did both, and we said that Tasty Dumpling had bigger dumplings, so they were more, I guess, bang for your buck because they were bigger dumplings. But the Fried Dumpling I felt like had better flavor. So if you try them, let me know what you like. And thanks for watching. I'll put more videos of our Manhattan trip on my YouTube channel. Thanks. Bye.